Folks, welcome back. Adam here, Sandamtod. I decided to do a response tonight to ArcadeMameMachine's open tag question. It's a game to movie tag. He basically has 3 questions regarding games that have been made into movies and what you think is the best and worst and maybe what you think should be made into a movie. So we're going to get rolling here. The first one he has is, what is your favorite game that has been made into a movie? I actually Googled or Wikipedia the list of movies that have been made about games, and I was surprised how many there are. There are a lot of Pokemon movies and a lot of Final Fantasy movies, but I was actually surprised at the number of fighting games that had been made into movies. Some movies that I hadn't even heard of. I don't know if they're animated or not, or whatever. So I'm just going to go off the few that I can think of offhand, and maybe a couple that I have in my movie collection. The one that jumps to mind is the first Resident Evil movie. I liked all 3 of them. People have varying opinions on which one's their favorite, or if they even like them at all. The first story felt kind of like a precursor to maybe the true story, or kind of a retelling in a way of the original story, which I actually kind of liked the idea of the hive and the way they did that with the Red Queen and everything in the original movie. Once again, it was one of those movies that, I think, I'm not sure, I think it was rated PG-13. They always want to try to get those PG-13 dollars, from the parents, and they don't want to slap R on a movie, and that's the problem. Otherwise, I would have rated, I love cheesy movies. I mean, super cheese, sometimes I have a problem with it, but borderline cheesy, I love that. So, or B-rated movies are really up my alley. I know some people had problems with the Street Fighter movie. To tell you the truth, I've never watched Street Fighter the movie ever, and I just think it was the cast, along with all of the negative things I've ever heard about it. I just never wanted to see it. I've watched different reviews on it, different guys that have reviewed it and stuff, and I just have no desire to watch it. On the other side of that coin, the Mortal Kombat movie, I like that movie a lot. I mean, a lot of people, they might not have it, and I think the real problem that Mortal Kombat suffered is, one, Mortal Kombat, what's it famous for? It's famous for fatality moves, okay? All the fatality moves in the movie are like, a dude broke his neck, or Shang Tsung sucked the soul out. I mean, really, there's nothing to it. There's no fatality moves. And the problem with Mortal Kombat, in my opinion, is they rated it PG-13 and played to those PG-13 dollars when they could have made him a hell of a lot more realistic-looking Goro that was a hell of a lot scarier, and put the fatalities in. And I don't know, even with the same cast, I think it would have made a big difference. So, but I still love it. It's one of the few movies that I'll guiltily admit I went and saw 3 times at the theater. I rarely go see a movie more than twice at the theater, and it's really usually got to be really good to go see it twice. But for some reason, Mortal Kombat, from the really bad lines, the fact that Johnny Cage has got 18 suitcases and he never changes his clothes, to the fact that Liu Kang has 0 suitcases and changes his clothes like 16 times. I mean, I don't know. I just the premise of the movie is pretty much what the game is. But then all the trouble they go through for all of it doesn't even matter, because at the end Shao Kahn invades Earth anyway. So it's like, what was the whole point of the movie? There was no point to it. Tomb Raiders, I dug the Tomb Raider movies. People may or may not have dug them. I took them for what they were. I didn't really look at them like trying to compare the game to the movie. I have this movie called Blood Rain, which is god-awful too. I think they made a second one, which I can't believe, because the first one was so horrible. I don't know. So, anyway, I'm trying to think of a few other ones. I think they made a Hitman movie. I've never seen it. Or they're making one. I think they're making or made a Prince of Persia movie. That might be decent. I think they're still in the works on that one. I don't know. So those are a couple of the ones that I really dig. I probably liked Resident Evil 1. I probably liked them in the order they came out. 1, 2, and 3 is my first, second, third. I like the idea behind the third, but it felt more just like a zombie flick, and it felt separate from Resident Evil. I liked the second one because it felt a lot like the game. You know, the Nemesis and everything. I really liked that. The third question was, what games do you think need to be made into movies? And I thought about this for a little while, and of course my knee-jerk reaction is to say, oh, I want a Metroid movie. I love Metroid. But when I think about it, it wouldn't make a good movie. There's not enough characters in it. It'd be Samus shooting aliens for 2 hours. There's no dialogue. There's no story. So as much as I would like it, I know the limitations. I think a Legend of Zelda movie based on the original Legend of Zelda story from the first game would be doable. At least there's shopkeepers and the wizard and the old woman. There's people to talk to, and you're trying to work your way through some levels. They could figure out a way to montage it to where you don't gotta watch them collect all 8 Triforce or something. I think they could make it a decent Zelda movie. I wouldn't mind sitting through one if it was about 2 hours and they didn't try to get too campy with it. I'm trying. There were two that I was thinking of that would make decent. Well, here's a case where the games are practically movies as it is, but I think if they made a movie from the PlayStation 1 Metal Gear Solid game, I think that would be an awesome movie. I mean, there's a lot of characters in that. You got Liquid Snake, Revolver Ocelot, Psycho Mantis. There's like 4 or 5 other enemies I can't even think of. Gray Fox. I mean, there's just a ton of characters. Otacon. They could make I think they could make a pretty good movie out of Metal Gear. And then at the end he beats the Metal Gear and they get out of there and, hooray, So I think Metal Gear Solid would be a good movie. I also thought that possibly, I keep looking over here because my PlayStation 2 games are here. I really thought it would be cool to kind of do like a Road Warrior style Twisted Metal game. Where, you do it more like a Demolition Derby or, do like a Twisted Metal game with Sweet Tooth and some of the major players. And, I think that would be awesome to see, a CG Sweet Tooth with flaming hair, smashing an ice cream truck at 60 miles an hour into, other cars. I just think that would be awesome. I think they could work a movie out of Twisted Metal. I think that would be awesome. These movies would have to be R, though. I mean, anytime they cheat these video game movies and make them PG-13, they suffer. So, okay, I've dragged it out long enough. Thanks, Arcade Mame Machine. Awesome idea for tag. Hope this response is decent. And you're a great YouTuber. And I'm going to put your channel information in the sidebar so people can go check you out. And if you haven't checked out Arcade Mame Machine, go check him out. Check out his vids, and if it's something you're into, sub him. And I'm gonna sign off. Talk to you later, and thanks for watching, folks. See you next time. Bye.
We can go where we want to, places they will never find, and we can act like we come from out of this world.